Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review episode number 31. This is our reviewing the third Case Closed film, The Last Wizard of the Century, released in 1989. This film is noteworthy for the film debut of the first time appearing in the films is Takagi, the Kaito Kid, and Aihabara. Yep, these three appear for the first time in the films. Yeah, for the Kaito Kid, this is the first of 6 films he appears in. Yep. Film starts off basically him committing a heist, and then he's apparently killed. Yes. Oh, in case you're wondering, does his arch nemesis with the movie? The answer is yes, he does, briefly. After his apparent death, he just disappears. He's never seen again in the film. Unknown why he just doesn't really bother to show up. Like the inspector's always constantly after him. Yeah, unknown why he couldn't bother to show up for the rest of the film. Yeah, it's completely unknown exactly why. Oh yeah, he apparently was shot in the eye. And then of course the whole thing about this film was getting this Fabergé egg. Yep. And of course, Conan basically goes with Rachel Zatos, who in the whole film is disguised basically it's Kaito Kid disguised as him. And of course, he shows up, the action shows up at the very end. It's like, oh, good job investigating work. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm on vacation this whole time. Yep, 1 or 2 times the Kaito Kid actually just opposed somebody. Then, of course, Jimmy Kuro toward the end of the film. And at least in this film, that whenever you have, now they introduce a new gadget in this film. Which gadget? Bulletproof lenses. Yes, because this character Scorpion, who I revealed in a minute, is basically a woman. Yeah, apparently she has a thing for shooting people in the eye. Yep, with her laser pointer pistol, which apparently is a Walter PPK, which apparently comes with 8 bullets. Okay. Yep, and yeah, they get kind of hired in the way to protect her while investigating with Fabergé egg, and of course you have someone from the Russian consulate. I think this guy's supposed to be like I think he's supposed to be the leader of Russia, possibly, or at least one of the people representing Russia, to verify the Fabergé egg, and of course they go to her family castle, which is where a lot of the film takes place. I love the fact they go to these castles, German castle. You get a lot of Russian history in this film, basically about the Russian royal family, and the fact that it's revealed that her great-grandmother is basically a member of the royal family, who actually is one of the people who actually escaped. Yep. And her great-grandfather is, in fact, Japanese. But she's Russian. Yep. So eventually, they do go to the place, and first they transport they go there via Serena's boat. Well, her family boat anyways. And a few of the characters get killed over the course of the film. And like on the boat, they have like one person die, and of course when they get to the castle, they have apparently this guy who they think is I think he's supposed to be a safe cracker. He really wants to get out of this particular safe. He gets in there. He basically gets in no problem. He's able to basically find it pretty easily. He unlocks it easy enough. Reaches for the jewels. So he gets trapped, and he gets shusted by a bunch of swords. And so they take away his safe cracking kit, and he's with him basically the rest of the movie. Until he's killed by the Scorpion. Yep. Yeah, these people are killed for various reasons. Like, one, basically, because they just... the last guy got killed because explained by Conan. That, because he witnessed her taking out her gun. The other two, because it got in her way, and 2, because they thought it would take away... Because they found out about... The first guy got killed was a cameraman. Yes, a cameraman. Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, the detective who's known for chasing the Kaito Kid, he's voiced by Ian St. Clair. Yep, he's voiced by Ian St. Clair. Yeah, Harley shows up in the movie, and he doesn't do very much. He disappears halfway through the movie. Oh yeah, despite the fact this is his first appearance in the movies, yeah, he disappears halfway through the film, which is kind of weird. I would have thought though they would have him stick around the whole movie. Nope, disappears halfway through the movie. The Coyote Kid at least with him the whole time, and as for Detective Boy, the Junior Detective League, they don't do very much in the film. They don't really contribute to the plot. They're just there. But at least they don't disappear halfway through the film for no reason, unlike Harley or Takagi for his first appearance. He does nothing this whole film. Like, he shows up in one scene with McGuire, and then he's never seen again until the end of the movie. But also, this is the first film that McGuire does virtually nothing for the plot. Yeah, he's there, and he disappears halfway through the film, and then he shows up at the very end, and that's the last I see of him. Yep. Also, because later on they have it where Moore basically pokes fun at her because she's related to Rasputin. Yes, Rasputin. The way they describe how he died, that's kind of how he was killed in real life. And so, he tried to shoot Richard, missed, and then of course because he went after Rachel, Conan got mad and basically used his voice changing bow tie to simply just, well, pose at people, basically poses a couple people who actually he's like when she was like, hey, I killed you, and of course, voices Santos, McGuire, not McGuire, Moore, and of course at one point this is when Conan's in this is right after she basically set the whole castle on fire. Yeah, she really wanted to burn this place for some reason, no idea why. Also, she also traps everybody down below. This is of course after they get their hat, the Fabergé egg. Via, well, using Conan and Santos, aka the Kaito Kid, just shine a light on this particular part of this thing, just narrow the beam, get in there pretty easily, and then of course have a picture. And apparently, this Fabergé had basically inside this photo album, basically other pictures, kind of similar to tech basically have nowadays, where we apparently have information stored on diamonds. And one of these pictures basically had a picture of her great grandfather, this woman's great grandfather, and her great grandmother. Let's see, what is her name here? In case you're wondering, does Serena contribute to the plot? Very little. Yes, another character also disappears before the film ends. Yeah, it seems like half the characters disappear in this movie, basically something with the first appearance. With the exception of Anita, everybody else in this movie disappears half of the film for absolutely no reason. They also have kind of the first time you have uh, Kachin and Serena meet for the first time. They interact pretty well in this movie, and then you don't see them again. Yep. And it's interesting to know that, well, Santos was basically the Kaito Kid the whole time. And at the end of the film, well, Rachel thanks Conan for saving her life. He's like, "Are you actually two of them people, you and Jimmy?" And then here comes Jimmy. Perfectly fine. This is actually the Kaito Kid posing as him. And of course, he's the one controlling the birds, and he disappears. And it's like the next time Jimmy shows up, basically, she just uses a bunch of karate chops on him, also slicing up a towel. Yep. This film was actually pretty good. I'm trying to think what else happened to me. I watched the film today, and I'm trying to remember the best I can for this film. Namasai Kurusa. hmm Yeah. It seems something though toward the very end of the movie, like half the cast just disappears for like no explained reason. Yeah, but this film was actually really good. It's a good third film for the series, but still got three films left that were dubbed. After that, basically, it's all subbed. Yep. Yeah, I know I may have missed some stuff for this particular film, but it is definitely a good film. hmm It doesn't have any plot holes or any gadget, basically, that they use frequently in the series, or appears for like one scene and then just disappears and they just stop using it after that. Yeah, at least in this film, Conan doesn't drop any gadgets in this movie like he did in the last two films, which you can at least praise it for that. And I think though, yeah, when Detective Boys show up basically in And of course, they get there. They basically get to the place by hopping the back of Dr. Gauss's car, and apparently Hydra basically can detect, yeah, they're back there. They'll also nearly run off the road. Yep. And they get into the castle very differently how everybody else does. Everybody else gets to the front door. They get there via tower that Anita just happened to find. And of course, George falls on a thing. And of course, he lands down on a bunch of rope. And of course, Mitch lands on top of him. Of course, Amy lands on top of him too. It's like George, you have a soft belly. It's soft belly. Yep, I think it's snake. Nope, it's just a rope. Conan basically runs a couple times to them from his group, and the first one time basically hears voices, Santos with him, and it's the True Detective League. Just happen to cruise around here. Yeah, with them later, and then of course, well, apparently Santos is basically always sticking up for Conan the whole film, and of course, Richmond really wants to hit him. And of course, Rachel does not want him to hit him at all. And yeah, I think though. Yeah, that's really it. It's just a really good film. I can't think of anything else in this film I may have forgotten. Maybe other things may have forgot for this film, but it is a good film nonetheless. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for this particular review. My next review is going to be a movie review, and it's basically going to be reviewing the darkest James Bond film ever released, License to Kill. Okay, but to this next video. Bye.